Nina stood alone under the dim street light. Nina was an intelligent and determined girl, with dreams bigger than her small struggling world. At 16, she had already made a name for herself at school, known for her academic brilliance. Despite growing up in a poor home, she believed that her future was bright. Nina's mother, Alice, a widow who had been scraping by as a petty trader, was her rock. Alice didn't have much, often buying and selling goods in small quantity just to put food on the table. But she did everything in her power to keep Nina in school. She had to. Nina was her hope. Every day after school, Nina would help her mother at the tiny stall they run at the corner of the local market. Alice was proud of how her daughter balanced school and work. "You're going to be someone great," she would say with a smile as they packed up at the docks. Nina would just nod. Her heart was swelling with the same hope. The school had been Nina's sanctuary, a place where her dreams were nurtured. With her grades, she had earned a scholarship that promised her a spot in any college she chose, if she could keep her grades up. And she would. She wanted to be a lawyer, to change her world and her mother's life, and nothing would stop her. So when the school announced an excursion to a museum in a nearby city, and Nina was among the students selected to go, Alice had beamed with pride when Nina told her the news. "Your teachers see how special you are," Alice had said, her voice thick with emotion. "They know you're going to go far." "I'll make you proud, Mama," Nina had promised, hugging her mother tightly. The day of the excursion came, and the bus ride was filled with excitement and chatter. The students, about 20 in total, couldn't contain their excitement as they sped toward the city. For many, like Nina, it was the first time traveling out of the small town. The museum was breathtaking, filled with ancient artifacts that captured everyone's imagination. Nina soaked it all in, making notes in her little notebook, determined to learn as much as she could. The final day of the excursion arrived. The students were allowed to have some fun. The teachers organized a small picnic near the museum grounds. Nina was happy, sitting on the grass, enjoying the food and the company of her classmates. That's when Ella and Lisa approached her. "Hi, Nina," Ella said, a mischievous glint in her eye. Lisa and I were thinking, we're so close to the city, why not go out for a bit? Nina raised an eyebrow. "Go out where?" "Just out, get some fresh air." Lisa chimed in, trying to sound casual. "The camp's fun, but we want to see what's really out there." Nina frowned. "We are not allowed to leave. What if we get caught?" "We won't," Ella said confidently. "No one will even notice. Come on, Nina. Leave a little." Nina hesitated. She wasn't one to break rules. But Ella and Lisa were her friends, and they were persuasive. She didn't want to seem boring or uptight, so she reluctantly agreed. "All right, but just for a little while." They sneaked past the teachers and slipped out of the camp. As they walked through the dark streets, Nina began to feel uneasy. "Where exactly are we going?" she asked, her voice tight. "There's a party just around the corner," Ella said with a grin. "Nothing big, just some fun." Nina stopped in her tracks. "A party? You didn't say anything about a party." "Relax," Lisa said, waving her hand dismissively. "We'll just pop in, say hi, and leave. No one will know." "No," Nina said firmly. "I'm not going to a party. You guys, go ahead. I'll wait outside." "Fine," Ella said, rolling her eyes. "You're such a good girl, Nina." Nina stood outside the house, her arms crossed, feeling a mixture of frustration and fear. She just wanted to get back to the camp. But before she could make a decision, the car pulled up and the boys got out. They didn't even glance at her as they walked past. But something about their quick movements and hushed voice set off alarm bells in Nina's head. Moments later, the police arrived, sirens blaring. The boys panicked, and within seconds, they were arrested. Nina tried to back away, but one of the police officers spotted her standing near the car. "You!" The officer shouted, "Come here." Nina's heart pounding in her chest. I didn't do anything," she stammered. But it was too late. They thought she was involved. She was taken into custody along with the boys. Ella and Lisa came out of the party, expecting to find Nina waiting for them. When they didn't see her, they assumed she had gone back on her own. "Guess she got bored," Ella said with a shrug. The next morning, the camp was bustling as everyone packed up to leave. But as they boarded the bus, the teachers realized that something was wrong. "Where is Nina?" one of the teachers asked, looking around. The students, they shrugged, unaware that Nina hadn't returned. Panic spread quickly, and soon the school was calling Nina's mother, Alice, to tell her that her daughter was missing. Alice was furious and terrified. "How could this happen?" she demanded, her voice shaking with anger and fear. "I trusted you to take care of her." The school launched a frantic search, but by the time they found out Nina had been arrested, Alice's worst fears was already consuming her. Ella and Lisa were haunted by their guilt. They hadn't meant for things to go this far, but they hadn't spoken up either. Eventually, they couldn't take it anymore and confessed everything to the principal. The police took their statements, but it wasn't enough to clear Nina's name. She spent several organizing days in custody, waiting for the investigation to prove her innocence. Her mother, heartbroken, visited her every day, assuring her that everything would be all right. Finally, the police finished their investigation, and the fingerprints at the shop proved that Nina had no involvement in the robbery. She was released with a stern warning to be more cautious in the future. When Nina returned home, Alice hugged her tightly, tears streaming down her face. "I knew you didn't do it," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I knew it." But there was still disappointment in her eyes, a silent reminder that Nina had broken her trust by sneaking out in the first place. Nina, Ella, and Lisa were suspended for sneaking out of the camp, but Nina's scholarship remained intact. The school recognized that she had no idea about the party or the boys involved in the robbery. Months passed, and Nina worked harder than ever. She poured herself into her studies, determined not to let the incident define her future. When the exam results came in, Nina's hard work paid off. She passed with flying colors and secured her place at a top university. Alice, boasting with pride, celebrated with her daughter. "You have made it, Nina," she said, her eyes shining. "You have made it." Years later, Nina graduated from a law school, fulfilling her dream of becoming a lawyer. She and Alice moved into a new home, built with the money Nina earned from her hard work and determination. The struggles of the past seemed like a distant memories as they began their new life together, proud of everything they had overcome. And through it all, Nina never forgot the lesson she learned, that no matter how hard things got, staying true to yourself was what mattered most.